On a quiet Sunday evening, the kind that exposes every hidden regret, I let the walls I'd built around my life crumble. A single careless phrase shattered everything I had shared with the man I once believed was my soulmate. I never meant to wound him. I didn't even know he was listening. Emily, my closest confidant, had stopped by for a casual glass of wine. We sank into the warmth of the living room, the soft hum of the evening wrapping around us. Michael, my husband, was supposedly in the attic tinkering with some project. I thought I was alone with my thoughts. But the wine loosened my tongue, and months of tension, the arguments, the silence, the exhaustion, spilled out. "I don't know, Emily," I murmured, pressing my fingers to my temples. "Some days, I wish I hadn't married him." The words were out before I could think. A cold knot twisted in my stomach. Emily's eyes widened, her voice sharp. "You don't mean that." But part of me did. Part of me had suffocated under the weight of love turned obligation. Obligation turned regret. Another part still clung to him, though I wasn't sure how much. Unseen, Michael stood frozen on the staircase, every word etched into his memory. The next morning, the house felt off. His boots were gone. The keys weren't in their usual place. No goodbye kiss. My calls and texts went unanswered. And then an email. One word in the subject line: farewell. "I overheard you last night," it read. "I wasn't meant to, but I did." Those words, they weren't angry. They were your truth. And that truth shattered me. "I poured my soul into us, and you've been carrying regret. Don't look for me. The divorce papers are filed. I'm not bitter. I just refuse to be someone's regret. Michael." Each word struck me like a hammer. There was no plea, no anger, only quiet, absolute finality. I rushed to his office in Portland. Clear desk. Disconnected phone. Vanished social media. Friends had no answers. Even his brother said only he needed space. Days later, divorce papers arrived, signed and ready. I was a formality, a box to check. Anger didn't come. Denial didn't come. Only guilt. Memories of his patience, his quiet strength, the way he had always been my anchor. And the truth, brutally clear. I had let my love erode. Spoken aloud, it became undeniable. He left, not in anger, but to preserve his self-respect. Months passed. I hired a private investigator. Nothing. Michael had erased himself completely. Now I wonder where he is. Is he happy? Has he found someone who treasures him as I once did? Because I know too late that he was mine. But some truths once spoken can never be unsaid.